One. Welcome to Podcasting with the Exercise Man. This is your host, Kacey Tingy, and today is a very special day because I got two very special guests. We got Dan, the man, and we got Missa. And I've been dying to get these guys on a podcast for a while now, so welcome.
Thanks for having us. I feel weird. I feel like I need to be like, hello and welcome to the podcast.
No, that's what
I know, but it's because of the microphone.
I feel like there should be applause.
Yeah.
I might have to add that in.
Yeah!
There it is in the background.
Felicia are sitting on our couch and they're listening to us. They're making me super nervous.
We got good sound effects. Well, let's get started. And I don't know how many people know your guys' story of how you met. I know a little bit, but let's go back to the very first time you guys met. And I think it was at a church, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was at
2016, March 5th.
In Colorado Springs.
At exactly 8 o'clock.
Ish.
8 p.m.
Wow, romantic.
Well,
the dates and times.
Well, I do. I feel so nervous. Okay, no, you're good. I'm not gonna look at the mic. Okay, so our story. Yeah, so March 5th, YSA, Young Single Adult Mormon Dance.
How old were you guys?
It was 3 years ago.
24, 25, 24.
So we're turning 28 this year.
Oh, 25.
Yeah, so we were 25. So I had graduated from college. I was home. I wasn't really digging the YSA scene. I did not want to go to this dance. But I actually was texting some other guy who wanted me to go to the dance.
Ooh. I could see Dan's fist just tightening up right now. Who is this guy?
His name was Todd.
Well,
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, I told this guy that I would give him a ride because I wanted an excuse and a reason to go to the dance, and I needed to be held accountable. Otherwise, I wasn't going to go.
You just wanted to go because you just wanted to dance?
Yeah, but it was an hour drive. Anyways, whole story.
Oh, okay.
Almost didn't go. Ended up going. Got on a blue dress. Ran to my little brother Alex. Little Alex. Hey, Alex. Shout out to little Alex.
Alex.
And I was like, do I look okay? He's like, yeah. And so I showed up at the dance.
Did you pick up the guy, though?
I didn't. Okay, so the guy texted me. He's like, I got a different ride. Whatever. So I was like, okay, well, then I'm not going. And he's like, you should still come. And da-da-da. So I was like, all right, whatever. So. Yeah,
and I was doing Krav Maga. I was doing some self-defense classes, and one of the guys that goes there, he's like an older guy. I think he's like in his 40s. I knew he was Mormon, but I didn't know, I think he was like one of the leader guys in the church. I don't know how
like a bishop or anything like that.
No, he wasn't the bishop, but he was in there somewhere.
He's in charge of the YSA peeps.
Was he?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, so he was like, hey, are you single? I was like, yeah. And then he asked another guy too. He asked James. Mm-hmm. He's like, you can go to this. It's at this church, and it's just a dance. He didn't tell me it was like a YSA or anything to do with the church. I just thought it was just at the church for some reason. I don't know. It's not gullible, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But it makes sense. Anyways, he's like, well, you can just dance, and there's a free meal. I think that's why I was sold, was a free meal. I was like, all right, they have chicken? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, chicken, free chicken, I'm in. And so I was like, yeah, I haven't been out in a while, so I'll just go for it. And then I got I got dressed up, and then I went to my friend Chuck's house, and we were just sitting there. We were playing video games, and it was just like, I don't think I'm going to go. Yeah. He's like, just do it, dude. I was like, all right, I'll just go. And so then I just went. So
we're at the dance, and it's so awkward. At least it was for me. Like,
Were there a
At
lot
one
of people
point,
there? Or?
yeah, there were a lot
it
of
was
people, and they're
drunk.
like, it's a typical Mormon dance. Like everyone's on the prowl. Everyone wants to find their eternal companion. Like that night.
It
So-
felt like it was a like high school cliquey.
Yeah,
It
well,
was heat in the jungle. Right?
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
At least the
awkward.
guys were, at least.
Well, yeah, like at one
definitely
point,
that.
like I was sitting at a table and I had like a group of like 3 guys that were across the table. They were standing up and they were like whispering and giggling and pointing at me, and it was so
What?
weird. Isn't that weird? I was like, no, this is not okay. But anyways, so
Typical virgins, all right?
Yeah.
Give them a break. Yeah.
And when I sat down, I saw the guy who invited me, Scott, and so I sat down. I was like, okay, where do I go to like sit down and stuff? He's like, oh, I'll bring you over to this table, and there was girls and guys both, and he sat me down next to like the main lady who set it up, the main girl.
Was she a younger girl?
She was in the
Okay.
YSA.
Oh, okay.
She was in the YSA too, but she helped like set the whole event up because it was supposed to be like a Roaring 20s theme. And so we sat down and like they gave me like a menu and stuff. It was super cool, and then I like picked what I wanted. And then they brought me the food, but like nobody was talking. There was like 8 people at this
shit.
table, and everyone's just quiet. And so I'm just like,
It's almost,
so what do you like to do? Like I started getting people talking.
It almost reminds me of like a junior high dance.
Yeah.
You know, like,
that's how
you
I
have like
felt.
adults or guys giggling, you know, and
Yeah.
no one talking. Was that your first time in a Mormon church?
Yeah,
The very first time?
yeah. I've only been in a church probably like 5 times.
Was that
maybe,
what was your
for my
first? What was
grandmother.
your first impression? Like,
well, did you know it was a Mormon
My
church?
first impression
Yeah.
was this is fancy. There's a lot of money in this church.
Yeah.
Because it's like that one in Colorado Springs is in Chapel Hills is really big.
Yeah, that
It's
one
way
is
big. And so I was like, holy crap, this is a big church. And yeah, I was in the gym.
Well, and what
I was
attracted
like-
me to him, because I'm the one that asked him to dance, he was just sitting there. Like, everyone else is on the prowl. It's the
Oh.
jungle, right?
So you were on the prowl too.
No, I just wanted to dance. But he
That's
was
good.
sitting there with, like, his beard, and he just had this smile on his face.
Sitting there
like, totally had a clueless look on his face. It was so cute. And he was just sitting on the sidelines, just enjoying the music, smiling. And so I
Yeah.
asked him to dance, and it was very obvious that he didn't dance a whole lot. And then as the
Ouch.
night grew on,
I didn't dance a lot.
well, as the night grew on, I was just smiling and laughing so hard because I would tell him to do like all these like weird little dance moves, like, okay, now do this, and he'd like move all like he'd do it, you know.
Wow.
Stir the batter.
We were like a couple of white kids just like dancing all
Yeah.
crazy, arms flailing, and
Were-
everyone else was.
Were you
Doing their
guys
own
like the
thing.
only ones on the dance floor, pretty
No,
much?
it
or-
was packed.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
but everyone was like
Oh, yeah, it's
standing
a
and
gym,
talking.
right?
Yeah, it's like
uh-huh.
it's a full gym.
But
And there was like
yeah.
a jazz band, like a live jazz band. and
So
stuff.
you were like walking by, you saw him sitting on the table,
No, he was
No,
standing.
I was
Oh, you're
standing
standing.
off
Yeah,
to the
like he
side.
was standing by himself.
and
but
were
he
you
was
just
so happy.
like, damn?
I was,
Like,
yeah.
I need to talk to, I need to
the
talk
beard,
to this guy.
the beard,
It's
man.
the
That's
beard.
what got it.
Well,
Well, that
and
was your kryptonite.
And what
then,
I did
okay.
was because like when they started playing music, like I remember everyone got up except for me, the one guy, the girl that was like who like made the thing, and then another girl, and like that the girl next to me got up, left, and came back, and like the guy got up and he like wanted to like when she went to sit back down, he wanted to like help her with the chair, but he just didn't. It's like he didn't know how to go about doing it. It was really awkward.
Oh,
And so I asked the
man.
other, I was like, whatever, that's silly. And then I asked the other guy, I asked the girl across from me, I was like, well, do you want to go dance, you know? I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, let's go do it. She's like, me neither. And so we were dancing, and I was like watching her feet, because I didn't know how to do the rhythm right.
Yeah.
But when I looked up, she had the look on her face, like I was just, I felt like she thought I was staring at her boobs the whole time.
Oh, no.
And I was like, no, I'm just trying to watch you, because I was like looking up like this,
Yeah.
and I think my eyes made it look like, I don't know, but so she like looked like irritated, like,
It's like,
and just no, and then like left
Yeah.
after the song. I was like, okay, well, I'll just stand here and dance by myself a little bit, and I'm just kind of bobbing my head.
Yeah,
and then
I
Missa
was
showed up.
Always after the first rejection, it makes it really hard.
But I wasn't even there to pick up anybody. I just wanted to have a good time.
Yeah, have fun, relax.
Yeah, so I was just trying to dance with someone because I haven't been out in a while.
And I didn't think I thought he was just a typical Mormon boy that didn't really know how to dance. And so after the first time I danced with him, I didn't think I was going to see him again. But then I think I asked you again or something.
No, I asked you again.
Yeah, and then you asked me again. I was like, oh, okay.
So you asked him to dance, and you guys separated.
Yeah, and then
we danced with a few other people.
And
we danced again.
And then, but like he was so cute because I was sitting by myself at the table, and he comes up with 2 waters, and he's like all smiling. Yeah.
Oh, the classic move.
Yes.
You should wait until how I got her phone number.
Oh gosh. Okay, so later on the night, we're talking. We're sitting outside. He's like, "Why are you single?" I hate that phrase. I hate that.
I've been out of the game
for
like 6 years, man. Cut me some slack.
I was like, I'm an awful person. What do you want me to do? Like, I don't know why you're talking. Anyways, I'm just teasing. But he did ask that, but it's okay. I don't.
I'm not ashamed.
I forgot about it already.
I'm proud.
But anyway, so so we're sitting in the car afterwards, and we're talking, and I told him a joke, and he laughed so hard. You want to hear the joke?
What was the joke? I don't remember the joke.
Come on, it was a good joke.
What was it?
Okay, so here's how it goes. I'm going to talk to the mic now. Everyone listening. Okay, so there's this guy. It's not even my joke. So just pretend it's my joke. Anyways, okay, so I used to work in a telemarketer thing,
Oh, yeah, I remember this joke. It was really good.
And this is a true story that my friend told me. And he said he worked at a telemarketer, and he called a person, and he saw this name on the list, and it said Shady Nasty. And he was like, Shady Nasty? Like, are you serious? Like... All right. So I was like, hello, ma'am, can I talk to Shady Nasty? And she's like, no, honey, you mean Dynasty.
I think because I asked you, like, what was was it like a racist joke or something?
Yeah. Was that racist?
No,
that
but
was
a
good black girl voice.
It was
You could do like some telephone job and pretend you're a black girl.
Oh gosh, I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm not racist.
Do it.
No, but
that was perfect.
On point.
But he laughed so hard, and then
I just didn't expect it.
I know. See, I told you, humor is unexpected.
Yeah.
That's funny. So.
That's true.
So, okay, so then we're in the car, and then it's, like, time to go, because it's, like,
Cut.
way past. Everyone's gone.
So can I score your digits? That's what I said.
He's like,
can I totally score your digits?
Totally score your digits.
I was trying to be cool.
It was so cool. But he cocked his head.
Were you saying that as a joke, or you?
No, that was straight up real. I was trying to be a smoothie.
That was his smooth line, which I love, because he was, like, he was
trying.
Can I
score your digits?
So he scored my digits.
I scored those digits.
After that point, did you guys live close to each other by chance?
An hour
away.
Yeah.
So from like
Colorado.
Salt Lake to Provo, maybe.
Yeah.
Longer
That
than that
length, 50 minutes is how long it is.
Yeah, I had to drive through a canyon that curved.
Yeah, Canyon City to Colorado Springs.
Yeah, every time I wanted to see him, so it was
So
like
that night when you went home, were you like on top of the world then?
I
Like,
was, yeah.
I felt
when I went to
good, too.
work, I even told all the girls at work, I was like, I think I met someone, but I don't know. And I remember one lady, her name's Kirsten, she's like, yeah, whatever,
say that about every guy.
I don't, actually. I never wanted to, I don't know. There's a point in my life that I didn't think I was going to be married. And
I know
didn't wanna
you
be
dated
married.
a lot of guys at BYU, right?
Well, kind of.
No, just
Kind of, yes and no.
nothing ever worked out. When you met Dan, was it like you knew something was different, or did it build to that?
I think it built to that. I actually was still unsure about him.
Yeah, I don't think he thought I was even gonna call you.
No, that's the thing. Like, he kept surprising me. Like, I was thinking it was just gonna die, and then he like texted me, and I was like, whoa. And then he was like, I mean, like, like the game. There was no game between us, which I thought was really cool.
It seems like nowadays, if you meet someone, it's like, crap, I can't text her right away. I can't call her. She's gonna blow me off, whatever. But
I texted her because I was working for a Dodge dealership. I was just delivering parts. I had to deliver to, was it like Lyman? I don't even know if that's the town, but it's it's like an hour drive out there and back. It's like from Colorado Springs to like the border of Kansas, and it's a straight line highway.
Oh, dang.
And so I'm like, I'm not doing anything. And I was like, I was really thinking about that dance. I was like, I'm gonna text her while I'm driving.
Was this the next day?
No.
It was like we met on Saturday, and then I think you started texting me like Monday.
I think it was Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had Sunday to stew, and then I actually went on a date with that Todd guy in between.
Todd.
I can
awful.
see Dan's face tightening up again.
My face is turning
Better
red.
stop mentioning him.
We don't talk about Todd. All right.
Not in this house.
Not this house.
Oh gosh.
Shut that down.
Anyways, and so and then Dan just came out of the blue for me.
So when you went home that night, was like Missa just like running through your mind?
You gotta say yes. You have to say yes.
Yeah,
No.
be careful with
No.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Someone's sleeping on the couch.
She was totally. I was like, I think I just got. That's crazy. I just got this girl's number. I had a really fun time dancing. No. Just all of it.
This
Yeah.
bodacious
It was really
babe.
good. Bodacious.
Bodacious.
So what was the
babe.
next step from there to really get the ball rolling?
After
The first date, which I almost stood him up on.
Yeah, and
Ooh,
it
classic Missa.
No,
I know, it really was.
it was funny though because she was
It really
like, "No, I don't think I'm gonna." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool."
That's what caught me off guard too. Like, cause I've done that before with guys.
And they're like, "Wait,
Who are
wait,
you?"
wait."
Or they get mad at me, or they're like, "Oh, whatever," and they blow me off. And he was like, "Okay, cool," and then he still wanted to talk, and I was like, "What?" And he was so understanding. And I actually used like Alex. I said that something was wrong with Alex.
Yeah, you said Alex was having an anxiety
And I
attack.
really need to be there for her.
That's
And he
classic
totally was
Missa
so-
for sure.
And he was so nice about it that I felt so bad. So finally, I sent Mom like his name, his address, like all these things, just in case, he was a creep. And I was like, all right, I'm doing it. And I got there, and oh my gosh, I had told him that I really like this guitarist, Antoine Defer, and I like him, but I said that to impress him, and I show up at his house, and he had it playing in the background like a smoothie.
Was that the candle? Was that with the candles?
Yeah, that was the date. That was the first date.
When I spilt the candles?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I went to light candles in my house, and
Make it
they were
romantic.
cheap ones. They were just
Yeah.
cheap ones, like
Mini ones.
They look like a shot glass, and then you put a little candle in
Okay,
it, like
yeah.
those. And so I lit the candle, and I'm like, okay, I'll just. For some reason, I had it sitting in the center floor of my living room, and it's like, all right, put that there, because that way, I was gonna put it like on the table with like dinner, and it was like a nice dinner. And then I turned the music on. I forgot the candle was there. When I walked over, I kicked it, and wax just went. And I was like, oh! And it was all over the wall, and all over the side of my cooler. I'm just like, because my cooler was my nightstand, my like lamp stand. So I just like turned it around to hide it.
Like crap, she's almost here.
And then I told her about it later because
like,
they don't talk about
about
those
it.
things,
Yeah.
about in like dates.
Something that weird that I did. I had bought mouthwash just so I would have good breath for Dan.
Yeah.
But I didn't want him to know that. So when he came to my apartment, I dumped most of it out.
Yeah.
That's another
So
classic
dumb.
Missa.
Yeah, shut up.
But yeah, on the first date, we totally I whipped up a classic spaghetti squash, kale and chicken,
Oh, dang,
Italian
so
sausage.
You actually cook then.
I
He went
always
all
cook,
out.
man.
I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Which
I
actually,
always
I know
cook.
that about you because every time we
Yeah.
go gone camping or anything, you're always making.
I have a
something.
bin that has everything I need.
That's actually a really good talent to have.
Yeah.
Because my wife knows how to cook really good, but say if I'm like taking care of kid by myself, I'm like crap. Right?
Hot Pockets.
Macaroni. Chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
McDonald's, but so did you know he cooked then or?
No, I mean that was our first date. But
Yeah.
he keeps me well fed even now.
Yeah, I like cooking.
Otherwise I'd probably eat a lot of cereal.
Cooking's a pretty
That
good
runs in
time.
the Tingy family.
That
Cereal is.
does.
All you guys are cereal fiends, you animals.
And I could eat that.
I had
Like
that
once
for
a day,
lunch.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
2 times a day.
Yeah, and I'll be good. for the whole
Because we
day.
were at grandma. I think because we grew up at grandma's.
I think that's
and
what it
that
was.
like,
Yeah, that
the
was our
novelty
go-to.
item. Yeah.
You go and
Those
open that
Lucky
little
Charms.
rotating cabinet, and there's
It was
like
magical. There's
Yeah,
so
and my
many
mom
sugar
had
cereals.
me helping her cook dinner and stuff when I was under 10.
Yeah.
Couldn't really do a
his
lot, but I would
mom's-
do stuff. Like I'd cook breakfast and stuff every now and then.
And he comes from an Italian family. His mom will just make cookies and just not even look at ingredients.
It's like that. No, she won't look at. She won't measure. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Have
just
you ever
amazing.
seen Dan doing the salt thing where you lift your arm up and
What
throw
are you
the
doing?
food? You know the guy that cuts
Like
the steaks?
Italian?
Yeah.
Like this?
You guys ever see that video where
like
the
that?
guy, he's like cutting the steaks and then when he's done cooking, he just finishes it like throwing salt on it.
Oh,
and it goes like,
Maybe you guys
wow.
haven't ever seen it, but
Well, Dan doesn't eat salt. That's the weird thing about Dan.
I don't use salt.
He doesn't
eat
Sometimes I
salt.
do. Like in that soup I did.
He doesn't eat salad dressing. He doesn't eat gravy. He doesn't eat joy.
oh, he's
I'm
a
just kidding.
healthy man. That's
But
good.
then...
No, I kind of fell off
then
the wagon a little
we
bit.
spent like $100 and something on crumble cookies last month.
It wasn't a good month.
Whoa.
I know. I was looking at my
Dude,
budget
it
because we were so
wasn't good.
broke, and I was like, "What happened?"
Yeah.
But anyway.
But yeah, and so the second date, what did we do? Steaks.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about every single day.
I just want to talk about the steaks because those are
They
really
were
good.
really good. We still talk about those
Did you cook
steaks.
those?
Yeah, I
You're
I
just
did
gonna talk
steaks.
about all the
I hand
meals
tossed
you
a salad,
cooked.
and we did something else. What
Basically,
I do,
we
mash.
just eat.
Yeah, we just ate all the time. That's why Missa is
So
with
you
me
guys
now
were
because I just give her food.
driving back and forth just
Oh,
to see
yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would bring a bag and I would stay there the weekend, and
Yeah.
because I worked on Saturdays, but I didn't work on Mondays, so I would even just spend all day at his house. watching
Were you
it.
guys always on the phone too, like texting, calling?
A lot of texting, sometimes calling.
Yeah, sometimes calling.
Yeah, I guess you did call me. That was another surprising thing. Like, he called.
Instead of texting.
Yeah, like you would call. And you would ask me, you would always like, hey, what'd you have for dinner today? What'd you have for lunch?
Also, food is always on Dan's
Apparently.
Come to think of it, man,
That was like so
like,
weird to me. Like
when
what?
people come visit, I'm usually like, hey, how you doing? You hungry? Like, I don't know. It's just, but my mom always did that.
Yeah, it's just what
She's-
you grew up in.
That's
Yeah.
funny thing how you mentioned that because in Brazil, every house you go to, like as a visitor, they will always offer you food or ask if you're hungry. It's actually like considered like super manners
Yeah.
that I
common
think here in the
courtesy.
United States a lot of people forget. I think
Yeah.
maybe back in the day people used to do a lot more.
Yeah, I wish that was like
You know,
that
but,
culture.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool you do that.
Yeah.
You learned it from your mom. So you guys were dating for how long until your injury?
Let's see. It was
year?
probably about a year.
So you guys were together a year, and then you had your.
My fault. Yeah,
Your fall.
I was on 16 feet on a ladder, extension ladder, above concrete, cleaning a wall for work, and I wanted to jump off and do a cool trick. It didn't pan out well, so I broke my face. No, the ladder. No one was holding the ladder, man.
That's all it was.
That's all it was. Yeah.
Always like leaning up against the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
Super
And it's just at a
high.
just steep enough angle and just enough weight. I was at the very top of the ladder.
Oh wow.
And so, yeah, the one time, like, I feel like everyone's like, you gotta have someone hold the ladder. And then I didn't that time, and
So
I didn't
16
a lot of times.
feet, you're higher than a basketball hoop.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's pretty tall.
Yeah, it's pretty high up there. And they say if you fall from a height higher than your height, like the rate of fatality, the chance of fatality is like it like skyrockets or something crazy. It's like 4 times.
Wow,
Is
at that
that-
height you were at.
No, like they say that. So how tall are you?
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
So
so
the
I'm
higher
6'2".
you
If
go-
I was 6'2", if I was on a ladder and I was 6'2" above,
Yeah.
and I fell that high, like my chance of the fatality chance or whatever was like 4 times as much, something crazy.
Wow.
And so I'm 6'2", so that's what, like three times ish,
Yeah.
Above
a little bit less than 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I fell on my, so like I was like, if it was like standing, leaning, and then I fell straight down and like facing the ground on my face, and I think my leg landed on the ladder, so it broke my femur, fractured my kneecap, my patella, broke my jaw, caved in my chin on the right side, broke my jaw on the left side, broke like 4 or 5 of my teeth, dislocated my right shoulder, and then fractured it.
This almost sounds like you were hit by a train. So,
Yeah.
were you conscious at that?
Yeah,
moment?
I didn't get knocked out.
Yeah.
the whole thing. I mean, I don't remember the initial force of impact, but I remember hitting the ground. I remember because it was in front of a bay door, like a garage door that was really, really tall, and I remember I was like, this thing's moving really, really fast, and because I was going down really, really fast, I thought I was moving up, and then I fell and then rolled over on my back, and my arm was up. And it was like, oh, F, mother, F, F, F. Yeah.
Were you alone at this time, or were there people around you?
No one was there. And then when I fell, they heard the ladder fall. Then they came and checked. And I was laying there with bloody mouths because these teeth are all missing.
Was there a lot of blood?
No, I don't think so. It's just from my mouth. Because when I fell, my teeth went through my bottom lip. They went through and through.
Ouch.
So it split it open.
I got all squeamish.
Yeah, so, and then the guy came. I remember the guy came up. He's like, do you need me to call an ambulance? And I was like, yeah.
Please.
And so they did that, and then they doped me up, put me in a neck brace, and hauled me off to the hospital.
How many surgeries did you have to do?
2.
2 surgeries?
One.
That was on your mouth, probably?
Yeah, so they have a nickel plate in my chin, and they wired my mouth shut to for my jaw to heal because my jaw was like angled all weird.
Oh, dang.
And so they had to realign it. So I had my mouth wired shut for 2 weeks, and then they my femur broke like a tree branch, 2/3 of the way up on my femur.
Wow.
And so they put a titanium rod in there. And then, so just that, and they didn't have to do surgery on my knee because it like spiderweb fractured, but everything was stable, everything was like in place, so they just had to immobilize it.
And so your body would just heal by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. So, how long were you in the hospital then?
He was in the hospital for at least 2 weeks, I think. Because emergency care for a little bit, and then he had to go to rehab stuff.
Yeah.
How were you able to like contact Missa?
So I got a call from the boss's wife.
Yeah.
And I thought it was weird. I think it was on your phone. Maybe
yeah,
not.
It was on my phone. She called me.
And I like she told me like, okay, Dan had an accident. You know, I'm starting to hyperventilate and freak out. You know, 'cause
you guys have been together for a year at this point.
Yeah, too. And but then I hear Dan in the background. I was like, okay, does he need anything? And I just hear Dan like, can she bring me a glass
small glass of carrot juice?
Yeah, carrot juice, please. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, you felt better after you hear me say that.
Well, that was the thing. Like, I felt like through that whole thing, like, I was always, like, my nerves were always, like, just shot. Like, I was always on this edge, but then Dan would make some stupid joke. Like, he told the surgeon about, like, okay, if I come out of here missing a kidney.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, if I come out missing a kidney. I forgot about that. If I come out missing a kidney and I'm in, like some cheap motel in a bathtub full of ice, I'm going to be pissed. And he's like, well, I didn't tell you my name. He didn't even skip a beat, man. That doctor was good.
Yeah. But he was joking with everybody. Or he was like, they had to do, like, x-rays or something. Or she was, like, feeling his stomach, and he's like, you feel that? My kidney's gonna be a soccer player.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, she was feeling my belly. I was like, oh, you feel that kick? He's gonna be a soccer player.
I like how I say it, and then Dan corrects.
Yeah. Because I forgot all this stuff, and then you mention it, and then it comes back.
No, and I didn't think I mean, I thought I loved him, but I didn't know that I really loved him until that experience. To be honest.
Was that definitely a bonding experience.
Was this the point where you realized, like, well, she's the one?
Well,
did that ever hit you at all?
Okay, so that's when it hit. Okay, should we talk about that moment? Should I tell the story?
I want to hear you tell it. I haven't. I feel like I always tell it.
No, I always tell it. You tell it, and you're okay with it.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. He's all sad. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
My
you guys
heart.
can both tell it.
My heart. All right, I'll say the first word.
What?
You say a second word.
No.
Then I'll say the third.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not good radio.
Oh.
You just do the sound effects. How's that?
Okay. Done.
Okay.
In the bag.
Okay, so once upon a time, there we were in the hospital, and Dan was groaning in bed.
Oh.
Cause he hadn't pooped for 3 days.
Oh, my belly.
Dang.
Oh, my belly.
And so the nurses were really worried. And they're like, we gotta give you something to slurp. That's delicious. But the thing with this concoction is deadly, and it cleans you out. So there I was
Like a type of laxative?
Yes, yes, because they had to get him to poop. And so there was, and we were sitting down, and then Dan kind of creaks standing up or sitting up. He's like, he's like, I gotta go poop. He's like, it's happening, you guys. And so everyone's in a flurry. Like, he had to sit him on a commode, and a commode, it's like a frame with like a toilet seat on top and a bucket underneath.
So it's for someone who can't like really
make
down.
it to the bathroom. Okay. Yeah, so they creeped him on, and then they put his legs underneath some trash cans to make a trash can noise. And then we were sitting there, and but I realized that he didn't have a back, and he was just kind of like laying there, and he was so weak, and so I went up behind him like without even thinking. And I just braced him, and it was the most intimate experience. I felt every muscle. Like, I was like fully tense on his back, and it was just like a stream of. And it was the worst smell of my life. And it wafted up, and it hit me, and my eyes were watering, and I was holding him, and I was trying not to vomit.
It was like 3 days of not going to the bathroom.
Yeah, and it was intense.
Isn't that gross? That's disgusting.
But then and the nurse was like, you gotta get out. I don't want another mess to clean up. So she like removed me, but we were talking about after that, and we were just kind of talking about marriage and stuff and weddings, and I was like, really, would you really marry me? And he's like, Missa, like, you helped me poop. I don't know what other level there is that we can reach.
That's the biggest sacrifice anyone can make.
It was a very strange, intimate experience.
Were you like just like mortified, like of embarrassment at all, or?
No, it's very like that happened. Very matter of fact.
It's like, hopefully she doesn't break up with me tomorrow.
No, I'm just like, she's still here already. I mean, she already went through all that.
Well, that was the thing we were talking about too. Like, I didn't even hesitate.
You just kind of did it. It just needed to be done, and we did it.
Yeah.
So after that experience, you guys dated how long before the secret wedding?
Secret wedding.
Secret wedding.
It wasn't a year.
No, it was like a
March,
few months.
April, May, June, July. 4 months.
No, you proposed to me on June.
Yeah. So.
And
but the wedding was in July.
Yeah, we were lying in bed. And he was like, Missa,
you will marry me?
Will you marry me? And I was like, what? What? Like, it was like the sweetest thing. Anyways, and we were talking about like a wedding until he got healed. And then once upon a time in July, the week before July 11th, he's like, do you want to just go and elope next week? I was like, yes. And I was like,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And I had asked him that. And he's like, no, I want everyone to be there. Anyways, and so I was like, can we do it on a Tuesday? So we got married on a Tuesday. So that was really important to us. So we went, and the day before, I bought a $90 dress from the mall.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I went to, she was like some Chinese lady. And, I'm in like this shop, and it has all these cheap dresses. And I was like, hi, I'm getting married. I need a dress. She's like, oh, when is your wedding? I was like, tomorrow. She's like, oh.
I have just the thing for you.
You know what? Yeah. She took my measurements, and she found one dress. I tried it on. I was like, it's white. It works. I'm good. And that's what I wore. And then we got cupcakes. We got like chocolate cupcakes.
Yeah, we got 3 of them.
How were your, curious, how were your parents' reaction?
So I did ask, like, we did tell our parents. Those were the only people who knew.
Yeah, did you ask Darren for his
Darren.
blessing?
Yeah, I did. I went over there when I think you were at work.
So he did it. Okay, so he proposed to me, and then later on he asked for the blessing, and then later on we got the ring. Yeah. It was so cute. It was so out of order, but that's all right.
Yeah, because I went over there and I was like, hey, so I'm here to ask if I can marry your daughter. And he's like, no. And I was like, well, why not? He's like, of course you can. And then like we hung out for a little bit, So, yeah.
And then he came home, and not home, but to my apartment. He's like, I just asked your dad. And I was like, so like, oh, like, Dan, like, old man.
Yeah.
But
I wonder how, from your parents' point of view, because they've had so many sons, and you're the only daughter.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
how special was that for them?
And I'm the only son, yeah, so.
That's why we had to have a wedding.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, and I felt
we
like.
got married, but we had to.
I'm really glad we had that wedding.
It was good.
Oh, the
Yeah.
one you guys did
May
afterward.
26th,
Okay,
The
yeah,
wedding,
that everyone
yeah.
was at.
hmm But yeah, so when we got married, though, we were giggling just nonstop. It was us and a photographer. We forgot everything we were gonna say
Yeah.
in our little ceremony.
Were your parents there?
No.
No, it was just us.
Oh, just the two of you.
Just the two of us and
just
the
two of us.
photographer,
We
so-
found like this little grove spot in
Cheyenne
Cheyenne
Park.
Mountain State Park.
Which we were scoping out. We were like, that weekend too, we were also looking for places and we were hiking, and he couldn't hike because
Yeah, I'm walking with
his
a cane.
leg.
Yeah.
I'm walking with the cane, so when we did pictures, I just
So the
like.
cane wasn't part of the suit. It was just,
Oh,
it was
Yeah,
you needed the cane.
yeah, it was like this crappy looking hospital candy cane looking thing.
Oh man! And then we had a moment. Do you remember the moment in the bathroom?
Oh, when we were scoping out. Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about
No,
that.
you just talked
Well,
about
I
me.
just-
Everyone
like-
wants to. Is
Yeah,
dying to
Okay,
know.
yeah. Now they want to know.
Yeah.
Well, I my stomach was just a little.
This is when we
upset.
were scouting out
Were
spots.
you at this point holding Missa's back?
No,
No.
it wasn't that intimate. But no, we were looking at Cheyenne Mountain Park. We were
And
looking
I had
for a spot.
To go, so we went to the bathroom, and I thought I was all alone and everything was good, so I relaxed and just started letting it go, and it was like echoing in the
Yeah.
walls.
And I went to the
And I
bathroom, and
just-
as I was leaving,
And I just hear this laugh. Oh my gosh! And Dan is laughing so
like,
hard.
jeez,
And I'm like, no.
just
And-
echoing that
And
bathroom.
those bathrooms are the worst too with echoes.
Yeah, they're way bad. She's the only one in there.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, it was
It was pretty
a good
funny.
time.
I was just cracking up.
It was
You
funny.
Yeah.
guys have been married 2 years now,
We're going on.
coming up
Yeah,
on 3.
2 years. 2 years. Been together for 3 years.
Yeah.
On your guys' original wedding day, was there a honeymoon planned? Did you guys go anywhere?
Yeah, we
got a
a
hotel.
hotel, like it was some big fancy hotel.
We got some booze.
Yeah, which we didn't even really drink.
No, we didn't.
But I made a dish. I made some food.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
he had
Always
a
count on Dan making
shrimp.
some food.
Yeah, he had shrimp scampi, and we brought it and we ate it in the
With
hotel.
sun-dried tomato, shrimp,
and then we watched
Alfredo
TV and we
pasta.
hung out. And
and did we go to the pool? We just walked around. We just kind of
we
hung
really
out.
did. Yeah, we just hung out and then
Yeah.
and then we went back and I thought, oh, that's when we saw your dad. I think your dad was a little upset.
Dad was pretty bummed
He
about
was
the
pretty-
wedding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really hard, and
Mom-
then I was crying.
Mom
and
was
then-
okay, but I'm sure it bothered her. But I mean, obviously, I'm sure it did.
Being the only son, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure like, as a parent, like that's like a very special day.
Yeah, totally.
So good move, you guys did the thing.
with the wedding.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
wedding afterwards.
We had to,
Thank
man.
goodness.
Yeah.
And I even think
I'm
like,
really glad we did it. It
grandma
was
and
really
grandpa were
good.
just dying to see your wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Were
we
you
did for
guys?
you guys.
Were you guys nervous telling people afterwards you got married?
I was so excited. I told some lady.
I can
at
keep a
Big
secret.
Bird- Oh gosh. Well, because we're
Missa
like.
cannot.
We wanted to, because it's so much funner to do it in person, We wanted
Yeah.
we wanted to do the T-shirt with Grandma and Grandpa,
At the reunion.
Yeah,
right?
and like to show up and it'd be so fun. But when we were married, I just had to tell someone. So I told someone at a restaurant, one of the workers at Big Burger World was like, "Can I just tell you I'm married?" And she's like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah. So
Don't
that
tell
was
my
fun.
family.
I know.
I
Yeah.
know you are.
I
but-
Don't
know.
tell anybody.
Yeah.
But
If you go to the church.
Yeah, and then we were driving to the reunion. We were moving. That's what happened. So we were moving, and I think you guys were one of the first ones to tell because I couldn't hold it in when you guys were helping us move
Oh
in.
yeah, when you guys arrived.
Yeah.
In,
Yeah,
Bountiful.
when
you
you
guys were
had
helping us
your
move
longer
in.
hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I'm married. And you guys, what?
was
They,
like-
no, they,
Mine's blown.
they didn't even thought you were joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that was the best, telling Grandpa and Grandma. That was so funny. She was at one point, Grandma was at the reunion when we were at All the Beaux. She was holding my hand and she was rubbing her finger on my ring. For a good minute, but she didn't say anything.
And she said she didn't realize it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
she said, she's like, I read your shirt, and I thought, why would she have Mrs. Drennan on her shirt? But Anyway, so we finally just had to pull him off to the side and be like...
Did you guys plan on moving to Utah at all?
Yeah.
So I did. Honestly, okay, this was really interesting. Because, like...
Commitment was weird for me initially.
Well, and I didn't know if we were going to last very long. And so, like, out here is, like, all my family. And I wanted to be around you guys. And, you know, Tommy and Sam and the kids. And John and Tasha were out here, too. So, I mean, it was like everyone was out here except for my parents. But... yeah, so that was, so I told Dan, I was like, just so you know, like, I'm moving next year. This was before his accident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just told him, I was like, I'm moving kind of basically with or without you, huh?
Did that put you in a spot at all? You were like, dang, you know, Utah? I guess you're from Wyoming. Are you northern Wyoming or, like, southern Wyoming?
Northern.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're, like, forest. Like Yellowstone?
Rolling hills.
Oh,
yeah, really
okay.
pretty out there.
Yeah, so it's like southern Wyoming, barren and gross.
Yeah.
I think your dad actually, I always remember this because when I first went to the reunion, we were all sitting on the beach and your dad was like, oh, Wyoming, behind every tree there's a good looking woman. You just have to find a tree.
Oh, yeah, and we all sat there, like,
We're just
nobody
like,
laughed
what?
for a second, and then he was, like, finally, like, it's funny because there's no trees. And
Yeah.
we're like, oh!
That's good.
Yeah.
That was way funny.
And so,
Shout out, Sean.
Yeah, shout out, Sean.
I remember Missa was so worried about you coming to the family reunion.
Really?
Because you're, like, the only son.
Oh, yeah,
Like, I
that
think you
first
were-
year. Because
yeah.
you didn't want to come that first
I
time.
was scared.
Yeah. I met his whole family, but he couldn't hack it with mine.
The whole three of them. All three.
And then all three of his family. Anyways.
And you're like, come meet 70.
Yeah.
I'm like,
more or
whoa.
less. But yeah, that first, yeah.
Okay. So was that the one you did come to then?
No, the one
Oh.
after.
One after.
But yeah, I was
Were you
talking
nervous
about
at
that
all,
and
Dan, coming to the family reunion?
No. If I went to that first one, I think I would have been. But after being it, and then I met you guys.
And you
and
met
then,
my brothers.
Yeah, and I
you
met
got
your
along
own
with
brothers. I'm like,
Alex.
you guys are alright.
Yeah.
No, it was good.
Because I always thought about this. So coming from like a non-Mormon perspective, it's like, hey, like even like out of state, like Utah, like you're from Wyoming, you find out your in-laws or everyone's Mormon.
Yeah.
You come in with like some perceived notion like how everyone's gonna act like, or it's like, crap, I can't say this, I can't do this. You know?
I think I told him no cussing.
Yeah, I think.
He's like, let me be myself, Missa.
Yeah.
Let me be me.
Next thing you know, there's like 80 people in there.
No,
Mrs. Right.
I feel like I don't think I would have sworn anyway. I was saying that just to mess with you probably. But I don't think I would have sworn or anything like that, just to be like respectful, because you're in a crowd of people you don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. No, I guess the more as far as Mormon religion and all that stuff is concerned, was more like moving to Utah than actually the family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I met the brothers and like that's like a mixed thing, and then I met you guys and I felt like that was a pretty mixed thing.
Yeah.
Mixed thing? What do you mean?
Like John is of
Shout
the
out,
faith.
John.
And
John
then
Nephi.
John.
Alex,
Tom
and then
Nephi.
Tommy, and then Alex and Andrew.
Lehman and
are-
Lemuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's just because they're I don't know. It didn't really
Yeah,
feel.
well, it's different. Like, they're pretty relaxed, though, too. Even, like, John and
I feel
Thomas
like
are super
before
relaxed.
I was very what's the word, like you're ignorant about it, and so
Yeah.
my initial thought was there's a lot of superficialness coming off of people in just religion in general.
Yeah.
And so then I met everybody. I'm like, you guys are alright, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
That's
I didn't
good.
feel real weird or anything.
We actually, I don't know if I should say.
Don't ever tell them.
Well, we still say prayers that night.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I've been working on being spiritual.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
as far as religion goes, don't
Yeah.
really.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
We don't
So
really.
Missa and Dan,
religion.
they pray.
We do.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, we've been doing that lately.
That makes me feel good. Does it make you feel good?
Mhm.
I think every family should do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good to do. So coming up on 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to go to Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we flex on
Okay.
Nathan and Kaylee and our
All right,
French?
show off, Missa. Start speaking.
I don't know. What do you want to say?
Say some French.
Je suis. That's what
Merde.
I mean. Merde. Oh no! You said the bad word.
Is that crap?
Merde means shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Spanish, Spanish and Portuguese, merda.
That's what
Yeah.
Trevor was saying.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, it's so close.
Yeah.
And como, like, how do you say how in Spanish?
Como?
Yeah, so
it's
you
the same,
You
como.
say but they spell it's like como.
It's spelt in English comment, COMMENT.
But
It's como.
they pronounce it como. And so how do you say your name? Like, if I ask, what's your name? I say, comment tu t'appelles? Like, how are you called?
Dang.
Como
Yeah.
tu t'appelles?
And then you say, je m'appelle Kacey.
Je m'appelle Kacey.
And I go, génial, which means great.
You guys are going to be just fine.
Yeah, I'll be
so-
like-
At least they'll know
I
we're trying.
tried.
They might cut us some
Yeah.
slack.
I always, like, quiz Dan.
Well,
Au revoir.
from what I understand, Paris is the #1 city that has the most tourists in the world
Yeah.
that go there. That's how they make all their money.
Yeah.
You've been out of the country too already.
Yeah.
Is this your first time leaving the
No.
country?
I went to the British Virgin Islands.
Oh wow,
Mm,
that Caribbean.
yeah.
Yeah.
For, I think, like a week.
Yeah.
So,
So-
city of love. Cool.
Paris, the city of love?
Yeah, Paris is city of love. So,
Yeah.
That's kind
or
of
maybe it's
fun.
the city of lights. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's the city of the Eiffel Tower.
Maybe
It's
it's just
either
a
one of those.
city.
Maybe it's just the city. Maybe it's the city of. Trevin's whispering something.
Stop whispering
What did
over
you
there.
say? What
You
did you
shut your
say?
mouth.
Napoleon.
What?
Napoleon.
Napoleon.
Napoleon? Oh, city of Napoleon.
Do you guys know what is it?
Ice cream?
Vini Vidi Vici.
Yeah.
No, Napoleon Bonaparte.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that Latin?
Once you guys
Napoleon ice cream.
once you guys arrive in France, say that as soon as you step
Say
out
what?
of here.
Veni Vidi Vici.
Veni
Yeah.
Vidi Vici.
Means I came,
Came,
I
I saw,
it.
conquered.
Yeah. But we hadn't conquered until we get home.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Gotta make it back.
Well, we're at 46 minutes.
Good gravy.
Okay, I want to tell an embarrassing story about Dan.
Go.
Shoot, I don't know. Okay. What do you want to say?
Go. You got 30 seconds.
He farts all the time.
Dang it.
Oh.
I gotta say something about Missa. She farts loud all the time.
No!
Oh, that's almost worse.
No, Dan actually farts really loud, but his smells really bad.
Do you guys ever do where
You are something
you fart in the
else.
blankets and then you put the blankets over
Dutch
your head?
oven?
No,
No,
we
that's
haven't
a
done.
mess.
We
Oh.
did
So
have
romantic.
No, we had one romantic where we both ate like tacos or something, and we were just laying in bed giggling and farting just back and forth. Do you remember that night in your apartment?
Was it that?
so
Was
funny.
it like speaking to each other like a different dimension?
Oh yeah, it was weird.
It was like speaking
We're
to
not
each other
all about
without
poop.
words.
Oh no,
Yeah.
We're
Well,
all
everybody, we're the poop couple. Thanks for that.
poop and food. Oh no,
Poop
this
and
is
food
the end of it.
couple.
Oh, let's go back.
Say something else. Say something else.
One time Dan made a suit of armor out of boxes. And it was
Boxes with wrapped it in aluminum
in
foil.
aluminum foil because I was really sad. And, it was the
And
best
then they
thing ever.
farted. That's the end of the podcast.
Missa cried when she saw a deer outside of her apartment.
I did.
It was
cried
just a
really
deer.
hard.
Yeah.
I was crying really
Classic
hard.
Miss.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Any more else? Let's throw something about shady about Kacey. Go.
Oh no.
Oh no, I don't know.
All that secret.
You know what I've always
No one
thought?
knows.
You know what I've always thought? This isn't a secret,
He's
but
trying
I
to
always
wrap it
thought
up.
you should
Keep
have a
him on
Fu
as far as
Manchu.
possible.
Okay.
Oh,
Keep
Yeah,
mustache?
just the side ones, the Fu Manchu, not in the center, just the sides.
I've tried to grow my beard, and it
No,
looks
it's a
like,
mustache. It's different.
It looks like pubes. Like,
Really? When I have a
nothing
mustache,
grows.
it's like a pedophile mustache. It's not a good thing.
You got a mustache.
No,
Some
I'm
people
saying
put-
without the beard, it's just a mustache. It's rough looking.
Oh,
I didn't recognize him when he first shaved.
Just never put on a pair of like ground glasses when you have if you ever do shave.
You don't let any of it go? Like you've never tried any of it?
I've tried for
what is it?
I went like 2 months straight without shaving.
He's getting anxious.
Yeah, and
48 minutes.
It is. I'm trying to milk it as long as I can. To be honest.
you guys like you guys like this.
No.
I'm trying to mess with you a little bit. You're like, okay, that's enough. We're like, no, but
Nothing cracks me.
Nothing
Really?
at all.
I've interviewed
You've interviewed heroes.
Drennens, Felicia,
Celebrities.
and Nathan.
I was gonna say
Legends.
legends.
Yeah.
Family legends.
Yeah.
3 people, 1 microphone.
Legends.
I got some
4
experience
You know
under my
what?
belt. All
we
right,
should do
Including
funny
Kacey.
couple stories sometime.
Funny
That should be the
couples.
theme.
that's good.
And I want to hear your funny couple stories too.
I probably have a couple.
Yeah. High five.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Any last shout outs before we end this?
We're still doing high fives.
Hang on, we're still high fiving.
There we go.
No, you use both hands, Casey.
Sure.
You get in it. You get in it. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
high fives for the podcast. This was great.
I don't think I'm doing
We're
anything.
gonna give a shout out to
To Addie and Winter and Griffin.
And Gwen Stefani.
And Gwen Stefani. And Tom Hardy.
And Tom Hardy.
Good old Bill.
And The Undertaker from
oh
W.E.
yeah, I forgot about him.
The
Yeah.
Undertaker.
That's a good shout out.
And our neighbors, because they're cool.
I just want to give a shout out to see like who's listening and who's not listening.
Who do you
So-
think is the first
I wanna
person who's
know-
gonna listen?
I want to know if Sherry and Carrie are listening at all.
Ooh.
Or Marianne. Or Brian. Or Lisa. Or John.
Who do you, I think the first person who's gonna listen besides Trevor and Felicia is,
Probably us.
I was gonna say Andrew or Nathan.
I want to tell you guys a funny story about Nathan real quick before we end.
Right.
Throw down.
So I did his podcast episode 2, and I called him. I was like, "Hey Nathan, you really like that podcast, huh?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's all right." And I was like, "It's like, are you sure?" It was like, because it shows on my app that you listen to it 9 times.
9 times.
Oh, called
That's funny. Called out.
Yeah.
There's no hiding from the mic,
We're
Nathan.
talking about you. Dan got really intense as he looked at the mic when he said that.
Yeah,
by the way.
it was a look of ferocity. Ferocity.
Veracity.
Velocity.
Velocity.
Yeah.
We know words.
Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in.
Au revoir.
We're going to try to get everyone on this podcast, so be ready and
C'est
be
parfait.
prepared.
Un croissant, s'il vous plaît.
Damn, you guys are ready to go. Are you guys like leaving tomorrow?
We're just throwing out random.
Well, have a good night and take care. We love you.
I love you.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.